Hi, I'm Ian, G0VGS, and I run the MB6MB Simplex Fusion Gateway. Simplex gateways can be very confusing to use for several reasons. So I decided I will put a video together that hopefully will explode some of the myths and confusions around Simplex Fusion gateways. We shall see. So on with the video. I hope you enjoy it.
Before I talk about simplex gateways, I need to talk about repeaters. Having an understanding of how these work is key to understanding the limitations and challenges of operating a simplex gateway. To put it in simple terms, a repeater works in duplex. There are two radios, one of which is the transmitter and one the receiver. Because of potential self-interference, the two radios are on different frequencies. For example, the receiver might be on 430 MHz and the transmitter on 439 MHz. So a user, let's call him user A, calls on 430 MHz, the repeater receives the call and retransmits it on 439 MHz. Anyone listening on 439 MHz will hear user A calling and can call back on 430 MHz to start a conversation, or QSO. We say the repeater is duplex because both receive and transmit can happen at the same time. This works fine, even if the two stations can hear each other direct without the repeater, because one frequency is transmit and one receive. In this instance, the two operators cannot hear each other simplex because they're on different frequencies. A simplex gateway is different. A simplex gateway generally consists of a radio attached in some way to a computer, which in turn is connected to the internet. There is only one radio which does both transmit and receive. If the radio is receiving, it cannot transmit, and vice versa. Now, if user A calls on the frequency, he is received by the gateway radio and transmitted over the internet via the computer. This is all fine until we introduce user B. To a degree, there are no problems as long as user A and user B can hear each other, as they're using the same frequency. In this instance, they'll hear each other point to point and also trigger the gateway radio. However, there are two other possible scenarios. In the first instance, each user can hear the gateway station but cannot hear each other. This one seems to cause the most confusion, as neither knows when the other is talking. This is because the simplex gateway is not retransmitting either user A or user B. It is not a repeater. If user A is talking, the gateway radio is in receive mode and cannot therefore transmit. In the second instance, user A can hear the gateway, but user B cannot. However, user B and user A can hear each other. Again, there's confusion because only one half of the conversation is being heard. This is one of the reasons that simplex gateways are restricted to low power. Ideally, everyone who can work the gateway can hear each other simplex. This may not always be true if someone is on a handheld, for example, but is generally a good idea.
Well, I hope you found that useful. I guess it doesn't have to be about a Fusion gateway, it could be any digital voice mode, but obviously as I run a Fusion gateway, it's based on that. In any event, if you have any questions or comments, please do feel free to leave them down below and I will answer every single one. So thanks very much indeed for watching, and until the next time, bye for now.